And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Los Angeles Chargers. That'll be taken in the end zone. It's a foot race. He's at the 50, 30, 10. Touchdown, L.A. In for the score. And the Chargers have taken a first-quarter lead. And that right there is how you silence the home crowd.
All week long in preparation, visiting teams talk about it. Okay, we've got to start fast. We've got to take the crowd out of it, as you just talked about there. We've got to control the ball early. And in this case, forget fast start. This is a blazing start. What they've talked about all week is their offensive unit doing that. Not necessarily the guys returning the opening kickoff, but believe me, they'll take this.
First down, here's Cousins. And Rudolph has it left side. And down he'll go at the 25. The completion good on at the 31-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A first down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen.
Let's go.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they were hoping, this big deep they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Yellow.
Cousins now on 2nd down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback.
Down, it'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down. On now to kick it away is the punter, Matt Wild. Back deep, Travis Benjamin. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Rivers now to throw on 1st down. He's got his tight end complete. It's Green. And down he'll go at the 25. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion. But he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, Rivers. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here. A little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Here we go, Hulk.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it and run time, and he picks up a first down.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On second down, Cook. Cook able to escape, and he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Zebra.
A first down throw for Cousins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside the quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you got a decent chance of
rush coming, and he's taken down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Back now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Chargers here with a football. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Rivers now. Flush to his right. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and this pass rush strong now. That sacks on back-to-back plays. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Gets it to Gordon. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big play there for the Chargers. 42 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Now Rivers. This is Gordon on the dump off. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Anderson Dejo. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Allen, the intended receiver. Following the interception, Cousins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
And that's That's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Charger first down. Looking back to week 1 for Melvin Gordon, by his standards, just an okay game on the ground, 64 yards on 15 carries.
But he also gets it done catching the football. He's a complete back, and in this ball game, he had 102 yards off of 9 catches, so we'll see plenty of that as the season develops. But how about what he's done in his first 3 years in the league? 33 catches as a rookie to 41 to 58 last year. I think those numbers will continue to go up. And he improved as a receiver.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Daniil Hunter in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. And this is hauled in by Williams for a Charger touchdown. Tyrell Williams, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. Fielded about a yard deep. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line. Took nearly the entire first half, but a first red zone opportunity for him here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. George Iloka, the one that comes up to make the tackle. Now a 2nd down throw for Rivers. And this is complete. It's Allen. Allen's first catch. Good for a first down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Rivers. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football, because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
They'll try and punch it in, Gordon. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down at a 2-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They come out here in the eye. So on 3rd and goal, Gordon. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Switching gears for a second, because you and I were talking earlier, we had some odd games in week 1. I don't think anything, though, takes the cake quite like that game in Miami. How about that lightning delay? Multiple lightning delays.
Yeah, when you open up the season in the state of Florida and it's not a dome,
good luck.
You've got a chance of this happening, right? It happened in Tampa a couple of seasons ago, maybe a couple of times if I remember correctly. This game wound up taking 7 hours and 8 minutes to finish when all was said and done. Normally we do a game in 3.5 or less. That's unbelievable. So great stamina for the fans, great stamina for the players, And how about our colleagues in the announce booth? Great stamina for them as well.
Indeed, longest game in NFL history. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He'll find Thielen, work in the middle. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Eluding the pressure right, and he'll find Thielen on the right side. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Cousins now to throw on first down. Left side caught by Diggs. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Cousins on first down. Going for the deep ball. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Carlson now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Going deep here for Allen. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. So we have reached halftime intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. That one goes for 36 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Room here to run. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Daniel Carlson now for the Viking field goal. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. Carlson able to put this one through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Off the play fake here, Rivers. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Give him 30 yards there.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. Well, partner, of all the great things that we saw in Week 1, unfortunately there was some bad, quite a few injuries, and the toughest one, Delaney Walker with that knee injury, he's gone for the year.
Yeah, and that's really, really difficult for the Tennessee Titans to absorb because in a lot of ways, he's their #1 target. He may play tight end, but he was the security blanket for Marcus Mariota. He'll be gone for the year. Great.
Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line, and he takes it down deep into enemy territory.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield. Those guys.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Carlson on for the PAT. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 17-14. Carlson now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So out come the Chargers. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Play fake, Rivers. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. The intended receiver there, Allen. So their woes on offense continue. That's the 2nd pick thrown here in the 3rd quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Melvin Ingram in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun, here's Cousins. Over the middle here to Rudolph. That one goes for 24 yards.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing his Cousins. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. To the air again, it's Cousins. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. So Rivers will lead the Chargers out 1st and 10 at their own 16. Following the interception here, Rivers. And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Everson Griffin in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Operating from the gun, Rivers. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. 3rd and long for Rivers. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Drew Kaiser now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Sherrills to return it. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Now we'll run with Cook. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Cook. Cook stripped. The ball's out.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Here's Matt Weil now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And the Chargers coming out on the field now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Let's go.
Rivers now on second down, rolling to his right. Nifty move by Gordon. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. On 1st and 10, Rivers. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
12.
Second down, Rivers. And that'll be incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time, and it's third down.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
That fourth quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game.
On 4. 8.
Throwing on third and long. Rivers escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Emerson Griffin in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Now, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on fourth down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Trey Wayne's the Michigan State man right there in coverage. So they've gone for it twice now on fourth down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Throwing here, Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
2.
Cousins to throw. And Rudolph has it left side. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Cousins to his tight end, Rudolph, for a Viking first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
This pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Well, he made that catch knowing full well that at the end of it, he's going to catch a pretty good lick.
I guess if there's anyone on this team that can absorb a pop, it's him. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Here we go.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. The kick by Carlson is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Cousins here to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trust in his quarterback and trust in his offense.
But still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And a great move on the play as he takes this one past the 25.